Good morning. How are you all today? Thank you for visiting with us. Welcome to Bible class with Andre and Betty. We're continuing our studies and concluding our studies in 2 Samuel. Today we're in chapter 24, and we will be focusing on the fact that David gets to choose his own punishment. And that will become clear as we study this 24th chapter of 2 Samuel. And oh, by the way, next time we will be studying from 1 Kings that follows 2 Samuel. So our next studies starting next week will be in 1 Kings. Today, I repeat, we're in chapter 24 of 2 Samuel. This same event is recorded in 1 Chronicles, the 21st chapter, and we need to study both chapters to get the full gist of what these words of God is saying. But we begin today at verse 1. And again, the anger of the Lord was kindled or stirred up against Israel. And he moved David against them to say, Go, number Israel and Judah. Now, this numbering of the people, the he in this verse is in 1 Chronicles 21, verse 1. And it says, this is the same event, and Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. And it goes on from there. Now, the devil moved David to number the people, and God had not given David that command. Verse 2, for the king said to Joab, the captain of the host or the army, which was with him, Go now through all the tribes of Israel, from Dan even to Beersheba. Now Dan is in the northern kingdom, and Beersheba is the southern kingdom. He said, Go from Dan even to Beersheba and number the people, that I may know the number of the people. So God had already blessed him with mighty men and valiant men in his army. But David wants to know how many people are with him, how many in the army is with him. Verse 3, and Joab said unto the king, Now the Lord thy God add unto the people how many soever they be, 100-fold, and that the eyes of my Lord the king may see it. But why doth my Lord the king delight in this thing? What is this that's so important about knowing the number of the people? Verse 4, notwithstanding, the king's word prevailed against Joab and against the captains of his host. And Joab and the captains of the host went out from the presence of the king to number the people of Israel. So David's word was stronger than Joab's word, so they went out and numbered the people. And they passed over Jordan. Jordan's river stands between the northern and southern kingdom of Israel. And they passed over Jordan and pitched in Aurora on the right side of the city that lieth in the midst of the river of Gad, and toward Jazer. Gad is one of the tribes of Israel, of Jacob's 12 sons. Now, they have not come into being yet, but this is the story of what had taken place under King David's reign. Verse 6. Then they came to Gilead and to the land of Tatim-Hatshi, however you pronounce that. And they came to Dan 1 and about to Zidon. Verse 7, and came to the stronghold of Tyre, and to all the cities of the Hivites and of the Canaanites. And they went out to the south of Judah, even to Beersheba, the southern kingdom. Verse 8, so when they had gone through all the land, they came to Jerusalem at the end of 9 months and 20 days. So that's how long they were in numbering the people. Verse 9, and Joab gave up the sum of the number of the people unto the king. And there were in Israel, that's the northern kingdom, 800,000 valiant men that drew the sword, and the men of Judah were 500,000 men. So actually, the 800 men of Israel, and it was 470 men of Judah, but they were a total of 500,000 men. Now, these are huge armies of fighting men. So here's our subject coming now. This is a sin against God. And here, beginning in verse 10, we'll see God give David the opportunity to choose his own punishment. Verse 10. And David's heart smote him after that he had numbered the people. So that's the Holy Spirit convicting him that he had sinned against God. And David said unto the Lord, I have sinned greatly in that I have done, and now I beseech thee, O Lord, take away the iniquity of thy servant, for I have done very foolishly, that is, numbering the people. Verse 11. For when David was up in the morning, the word of the Lord came unto the prophet Gad, David's seer, saying, verse 12, go, God is telling Gad, to go and tell David, go and say unto David, thus saith the Lord, I offer thee 3 things, choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. So he's going to offer him 3 things. Now in the 1st, 2nd Samuel, 1st, 2nd Kings, these are the historical records from an earthly perspective. Well, when we get to 1st and 2nd Chronicles, that's the historical record of Judah from a spiritual perspective. And things talked about in 1st, 2nd Samuel and Kings will not be in exactly, but it will focus on Judah, the southern kingdom, and how God dealt with them from God's perspective, which is spiritual. So reading verse 12 again, God says to Gad, go and say unto David, thus saith the Lord, I offer thee 3 things, choose thee one of them, that I may do it unto thee. Verse 13. So Gad came to David and told him and said unto him, Shall 7 years of famine come unto thee in thy land? Or wilt thou flee 3 months before thine enemies while they pursue thee? Or that there be 3 days pestilence in thy land? Now advise and see what answer I shall return to him that sent me. Which one are you going to choose? And now David gets to choose. And verse 14, and David said unto Gad, I am in a great strait. This is a dilemma. Let us fall now into the hand of the Lord, for his mercies are great. And let me not fall into the hand of men, because men judge much harder than God does. So let me fall into the hand of God. Verse 15. So the Lord sent a pestilence upon Israel from the morning even to the time appointed, that is 3 days. And there died of the people from Dan even to Beersheba 70,000 men. Because of one man's sin, 70,000 people died. Verse 16. And when the angel stretched out his hand upon Jerusalem to destroy it, the Lord repented him of the evil, or it broke his heart of the evil, and said to the angel that destroyed the people, It is enough. Stay, withhold now thine hand. Don't kill anymore. And the angel of the Lord was by the threshing place of Araunah the Jebusite. Now, in First Chronicles, this same person will be called Ornan, and there'll be a difference in the cost of the place, and that can be explained in First Chronicles. Okay, back to chapter 24 and verse 17 of 2 Samuel. And David spake unto the Lord when he saw the angel that smote the people, and said, Lo, I have sinned, and I have done wickedly. But these sheep, or these people, what have they done? Lord, let thine hand, I pray thee, be against me and against my father's house. Don't kill the people anymore. Verse 18. And Gad came that day to David and said unto him, Go up, rear an altar unto the Lord in the threshing floor of Araunah the Jebusite. Verse 19, and David, according to the saying of Gad, went up as the Lord commanded. And Araunah looked and saw the king and his servants coming on toward him. And Araunah went out and bowed himself before the king on his face upon the ground. And that's out of respect, not worship. Verse 21, only God is to be worshiped. Verse 21, and Araunah said, Wherefore is my lord the king come to his servant? And David said, I came to buy the threshing floor of thee, to build an altar unto the Lord, that the plague may be stayed or withheld from the people. Verse 22, and Araunah said unto David, Let my lord the king take and offer up what seemeth good unto him. Behold, here be oxen for burnt sacrifice, and threshing instruments and other instruments of the oxen for wood. So you have a place to do the sacrifice, to build the altar. Verse 23. All these things did Araunah as a king give unto the king. And Araunah said unto the king, that is David, the Lord thy God accept thee. Verse 24. And the king said unto Araunah, no, but I will surely buy it of thee at a price. Neither will I offer burnt offerings unto the Lord my God of that which does cost me nothing. I'm gonna pay for it. I don't want you to give me the offering. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen for 50 shekels of silver. Verse 25. And David built there an altar unto the Lord, and offered burnt offerings and peace offering. So the Lord was entreated, or he accepted the sacrifice. So the Lord entreated for the land, and the plague was stayed or held back from Israel. Now, when we get to First Chronicles, which will be some time from now, you'll see Second Chronicles chapter 3, verse 1, that this altar is going to become the site of Solomon's temple. It will be built during the days of the kings by King Solomon. So thank you all for visiting with us, and thank you all for reading beforehand First Kings, so that we'll all be ready for our next study. You all have a great day and a great week. See you then. Bye.